really, really honored to have in studio tonight the cast and crew from the 18-hour film. Now, this film is one of those films that really highlights the issues that we're facing, one of the critical issues in this country, which is healthcare. And this film will engage us critically in order for us to ask the real questions. But sometimes I wonder, are we asking the real questions, or we've really settled for mediocrity and said, unajua niaje, kama siko msik sana ni sawa, sijakufa, ama kama sikukufia kwa hao, ama sijakufia kwa line ya casualty ni sawa, unajua. But then what happens when, you know, when things hit the fan, for lack of a better phrase? You know, we saw there was a gentleman named Alex who spent hours in an ambulance and later lost his life. And this movie is actually derived from that episode of an experience that happened at the Kenyatta National Hospital. And in studio tonight, we have the 18-hour film crew. Yeah, I don't want to introduce most of them because I know them, but I'm tempted to. Can I?
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. We'll start from here.
Cool. My name is Nick Ndeda. I play the role of Zach, who's a rookie paramedic who actually went through 18 hours with a casualty, and it's one of those trips that's it's metaphorical, it's also literal, and it really puts a test on his faith and his strength, and I'd like to think his hope in humanity.
Okay, and before we check out what the film is all about, there's a beautiful lady next to you. What's your name, girl?
My name is Wanjiru.
Yeah.
I play Sabina, the wife to the victim.
Okay.
It was a very emotional character and role, but we'll talk about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
next to you.
My name is Brian Ogola, and I play Mark in the film. He is a partner to Zach, a paramedic in this whole ordeal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my name is Njue Kevin. I'm the writer and director of the film. And I'm happy to be here to share for the first time the movie.
You're the Shonda Rhimes. And next to you.
My name is Bill Jones Afwani. I'm
Bill
the
Jones.
Bill Jones. Yeah, the film.
Bill Jones, you know, like Calligraph Jones.
No, like Bill Jones.
Bill Jones.
Keep it Bill Jones.
Okay,
yeah.
now you see Mazishi.
Si mazishi in Yarusi.
Okay.
I'm the film producer,
Okay.
18 Hours, and a co-founder of the company that made the film, Rock Pictures.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so I'd like to talk to both of you since you're the producer and the writer. Tell us more about the 18-hour film and what really this film is about, because I know from what we've watched, it's derived from that experience of Alex I keep mispronouncing his name, the late Alex, who lost his life after a harrowing experience in an ambulance for 18 hours without immediate emergency care.
So I read the article on the dailies, actually it was the Daily Nation. This is 2015. And when I read that article, it really touched my heart. And I asked myself, how could such an incident happen in our country? And more so now a middle-income country. So I got in touch with my team, Bill and Phoebe, the producer as well. And you were like, how or what role do we have to play in changing our country? The best thing we could do is make a film about that story. So 18 Hours is an inspiration from that story, but it's still a story about many other people who undergo such cases where they're denied admission or where they don't receive emergency medical care. So this is a film honoring Alex, honoring Brian Odhiambo, who was the paramedic on the ambulance, but as well honoring everyone who has experienced this. And in my thoughts, every Kenyan has experienced an emergency situation, either you yourself, your family member, or your friend.
True. And I mean, speaking about Brian, who was the paramedic on the ambulance, you played Brian.
Yes, because the character Zach is more or less molded from Brian, the paramedic. So there's a lot of the stuff that I had to put together to come up with the character of Zach. It was a lot to do with a lot of research on paramedics. I didn't get the chance to interact with him, but we had several conversations about the story with Kevin before we started shooting. And even interestingly enough, on my radio show, I talked about that story.
He just.
This was not a plug. This is just a thought that occurred to me.
Okay, fine, Nick. Nick is a radio presenter as well. He's on XFM every single morning, right? All right, moving on to please.
6 to 10 in the morning, no big deal, you know,
yeah.
105.5. However,
Yeah.
so I remember even when I talked about the story, it was just one of those things that you don't forget easily. So when we were having all these conversations with Kevin about how to approach the character, I remember watching a lot of paramedics documentaries, and we actually had an opportunity to work with emergency healthcare service people on set and even before. So there was a lot of realism when it comes to how we approached the characters and actually how we executed it.
How was the experience for you, Brian?
The experience was great, to be honest. I have to say, this guy has a lot of passion, and you know, like it's addictive because immediately I got onto the project, I could identify his passion, and I could straight away tell that this is a group of people who really want to make a difference with their work. And immediately we started, it was challenging because moving back and forth between Machakos and different other locations. But the passion that we could see in each other, like, really kept pushing us. You know, like even when things got hard during the production. So it was a really good experience, and I cannot wait for you guys to watch this film.
Wow. And we can't wait for you guys to watch it because it's premiering first year. And these guys haven't even seen the trailer yet. But, yeah, but there's Sue who acted as Alex's wife. How was that for you?
It was very, very emotional. I remember Njue approached me with the script a year before, and I looked at it and I remembered the story in 2015, and I think it trended on social media.
Yeah.
And knowing that Alex actually had a wife, you know, and putting myself in that situation and in her pain, and you know, shooting a film is off sequence, so we did it for almost a couple of days, or three weeks, I think. So constantly being in that character and bringing out the pain and the emotions, I can't really give it away, but you'd have to watch the film. And I really wanted, to really understand that, and I really wanted to be a part of this film because I think it actually leads to conversation, you know, about this delicate matter about our health system in Kenya, because I could not really understand how a person is saved, is put in an ambulance by a paramedic, and then has to wait for 18 hours, and then we lose him. So that for me was really painful, and I was like, I have to play this role and I have to play it truthfully, you know? Yeah.
And speaking of, you know, the movie striking up conversation and striking up debate, you know, our healthcare system is not the best. We've had very many issues, you know, nurses are on strike, clinical officers are also joining the strike, and doctors are also on strike. And it's collapsed basically because we all have to see what's going on. You have to experience it to see what's going on and just really feel it. Do you feel the government is really supportive of, you know, efforts to improve public health care?
Trying, because we have an emergency, a health act, 2017, May 2017, which has certain clauses which talk about emergency healthcare in the country. One of the clauses say that, I know most Kenyans don't know about this. Yeah, one of the clauses states that every Kenyan is entitled to emergency healthcare. Yeah, and all medical institutions, both private and public, are obligated to provide emergency care to all patients.
To be honest, even me, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's in the Constitution.
Yeah, it's actually a health bill that is supposed to be a health act that is there, and making this film was something that we wanted to do to get that message out there and educate people on the importance of emergency healthcare in the country, the health policy, and
And people don't actually know that this is their right. That you can, if you're in an emergency situation, whether you're going to a public or private hospital, they ought to give you that service.
Yeah, and if they don't do it, and yet they're in the position to do it, then they are liable to.
Yeah, and you could actually sue.
You could have to sue them if they don't do it.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, and for us as well, adding to that, the film is not here to punish anyone.
Yeah.
That's not our purpose. You're not here to point fingers or to remind people of such a horrible ordeal. The film is here to inspire us or to remind us something bad happened. These have been the improvements since then, and how can we move forward in a better way. So the film, in case someone is wondering, the film is not here to
You're not
attack.
attacking anyone.
We're not attacking anyone. We're telling people, okay, this happened, let's not forget it.
Yes.
That's the most important thing. But from then to now, what are the changes that have happened? And as Bill said, we now have a health act.
Yeah.
Now the question is, can we implement it? Can we push it? Can we let Kenyans know that these are your rights?
Awesome.
Oh, man,
I'm
that's
sorry.
what it is.
I'm
That's
just
a bad
channeling
fun.
in my hip hop, you know.
Own
Yeah.
it, own it. That's what's up.
Yeah, the real OG. Unajua? How does it feel to watch yourself?
Whoa, because I have waited to watch this for so long.
Yeah.
And you know what the coolest thing is?
Yeah.
That you included my favorite part.
Which is
I won't say it.
You
I'm
hitting
not
your
gonna
head on
share
the
it.
door.
I'm just glad that it's
you guy, my guy, bana.
it's because of one word that I said in that scene. And that's the one.
Share.
I know my job.
Follow me on Instagram as Nick Ndeda, and I shall reveal the answer in a
Nick
couple
is
of
a
days.
socialite. Nick is an upcoming socialite. Anyway,
Just try.
how does it feel to see you, to watch yourself?
I think it takes me back. It's
Yeah.
always hard for an actor, first of all, to watch to watch yourself.
Themselves.
But it takes me back to when we were
at you, you're
shooting.
shaking. Relax,
I'm not
relax.
shaking. Yeah, but it was very emotional, you
Yeah.
know. And I'm just glad that we have this film, and I can't wait for everyone to watch it.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. So let's see what y'all are saying out there. On Twitter, Nacheki, there's Mwangi Modani who says, Niaje Jambi, Mambo VP, Nonsinzi, big up yourself. She says, we look awesome. Yeah, there's a guy called Ndirito who says he can't wait to watch 18 hours film. Then it's Salem, he says, as a film student, seeing that movie now, I can be inspired. We're going places. How does that make you guys feel?
Great.
Yeah. Especially the producers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Because I did some really good work on it.
Yes.
Oh, so they ought to pay you more.
I wouldn't mind another check, but I think this is gonna inspire so many filmmakers in the country, like guys who are already making film and guys who are looking to becoming filmmakers.
Yeah.
Because we need to set a quality level up there, and I think we did it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
We did it.
And there's actually, you know, there's always been debate about South Africa being or offering better locations than Kenya. What do you feel about that? Is it that we don't have good locations, which I believe Kenya is such a beautiful country, or is it that we're really highly taxed?
May I?
Yeah, go.
Brian, go ahead.
This is the thing. You see, whatever is going on in South Africa, it's not that they're better than us. They're just better prepared for film than us. You understand? Because they will offer you all kinds of tax rebates
Yeah.
and all kinds of things that will lower your budget in terms of a film, just for you to go and shoot there, you know, and prioritize on South African nationals as part of their crew and cast. You understand? But here
Yeah.
in Kenya, if everyone wants kitu kidogo, you know, at every office that you have to go to, it becomes very difficult. You understand? So a lot of things in our film policy have to be changed and improved. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, because we need to be properly represented at festivals and take film as a serious business that it is, because there's huge employment opportunities for the youth in
True,
film,
true.
in all sorts of fields, not just in acting, but in crew. I mean, there's a lot that goes on a set.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm really happy for 18-hour film crew and, you know, everybody else. I'm very happy because at least you offered Nick a chance to earn some, you know, some more. Because, you know, he's been aspiring to be a socialite for so many years. Anyway, moving on to
I'm on the come up.
Yeah.
I'm on the come
All
up.
right,
say so,
Sawa.
man.
Like, anyways, when and where can we watch the movie if we want to watch it?
So the movie, funny story is that we were to premiere the movie on the 27th of October. Then yesterday...
27th?
Yeah, then yesterday there was the political announcement,
Yeah.
which has now changed our date. Our date is 10th November. So that's the world premiere of the film. It's
Okay.
happening here in Nairobi at Prestige Plaza. Then 7 days later, the film opens in all cinemas across the country.
Right.
So from Garden City to Kisumu to Mombasa, everywhere. All the 8 cinemas across the country, the film will be showing there. So for us is, if you liked what you see, you want to be part of a movement that we are creating,
Come to
then
the
come out
cinemas.
to the cinemas and watch the film.
Yeah.
Tutakuja. Tutakuja premiere, tutavaa magowns ka Hollywood, unajua?
For sure.
Glam squad nini
Yeah.
Hollywood, right?
And, and also talking of the premiere, we've partnered with 2 organizations.
Yeah.
We've partnered with Emergency Medicine Kenya Foundation with Dr. Benjamin, who basically look at emergency care services through education and research. We've also partnered with Chapter 1, previously known as Kenyan Dialogue Project,
Right.
with Mr. Irungu Houghton. Basically, it's a civil society organization which helps in catalyzing and supporting and promoting public awareness and dialogues which are research-based.
Based, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. This is a very important film that we all need to watch once it's out next. The premiere is happening 10th of November at the Prestige Plaza. It's very important. Healthcare is passionate to me, and it should be to you, because at any time, we could be in an emergency situation. So remember to catch it. This is 18 hours. And big up everybody in studio. Big up yourselves, man. Congratulations.
Yes.
I big up my brother. My brother is turning 11 today.
Oh, he's turning
Happy
11.
birthday.
Oh, what's his name?
He's called Michael Karaoke.
Michael Karaoke.
Yeah.
Happy birthday,
Michael.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Michael. Happy birthday to you. Yay!
Clever, no longer a child.
Yo, he's in. No, I was just going to dodge. I was going to say something really silly. Anyways, so you guys, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. And the beautiful lady, thank you so much. We'll catch the film. I know, Brian, you want to send salams. Chap, chap, araka.
Yes, I'm sending salams, first of all, to TEFB, Too Early for Birds crew. They're
Yeah.
still pulling an all-nighter, doing rehearsals. We're doing a show on the 28th, next
Okay.
week, Thursday.
All right.
I want to say hi to my mom and dad. I love you, mom and dad. Love you, sisters. I'm
Gotta
done.
give a shout out to the folks, man.
Sawa.